Hello, I'm Genevieve Wu. Welcome to Singapore Tonight. Singapore is looking to Sri Lanka and the Philippines as new sources for construction workers. The Building and Construction Authority, or BCA, told Channel News Asia that 2 test centres will be set up in Sri Lanka. It is also seeking approval from Philippine authorities to set up test centres there. The BCA hopes to bring in skilled construction workers from these 2 countries to boost supply and diversify the sources for these foreign workers. Saiful Barry Ismail with this exclusive report.
Demand for foreign construction workers is expected to remain strong in the years ahead. The government is ramping up infrastructure development, expanding the rail network and building more flats and healthcare facilities. The main source of foreign construction workers in Singapore is from China, India and Bangladesh. The authorities want to be less reliant on these countries and have identified Sri Lanka and the Philippines as viable options.
What we are seeing now is that the traditional, or rather the major sources like China, India, because of our fast development, the number of workers actually is coming down over times because there are plenty of jobs there. So from resilient perspective, we are actually working in the industry to open up new sources to locate skilled workers, notwithstanding our efforts to reduce the number of foreign workers overall through adoption of technology as well as better building designs.
Construction workers who want to work in Singapore have to go through a rigorous training regime in their country. They have to stay in the training centre and undergo a full-time program lasting between 3 and 6 months. Only 7 out of 10 of these workers would eventually pass the test. These tests are to ensure workers coming to Singapore are of a certain standard and quality. This could in turn help raise productivity.
Some of the workers, especially if they come from agriculture, they are farmer, they don't even know how to operate certain equipment. The tests are actually quite stringent, not only in Sri Lanka but in actually all the source countries. Whoever can pass the test, I think they are of a certain quality. So that's how I think we can actually shift the good one and the bad one.
The test centres in Sri Lanka are expected to be operational in 6 months' time.